Wine was in the washroom, her heart in her throat. Her nervousness was so visible as she kept the door locked behind her and texted her best friend about how scared she was, who was trying to calm her down until there was a knock at the door. Vine flinched, eyes wide, and the phone fell off her hand, creating a loud sound. She placed a hand over her mouth, letting out a silent curse. What's going on in there? You okay? Her professor, or to be exact, her newlywed husband, asked. Vine had to take a few deep breaths before replying. Vine, yes, just give me a moment, please. Her voice still came out broke. She heard the steps, which mean he went away. She was so near to cry due to her nervousness. Never to mention how scared she was of him always. He was always quite strict and serious in the class. Before even going to university, she was engaged to him. It was arranged. She never thought she would get him as her professor one day. Instantly, changing out of her wedding dress, she removed her makeup wearing something comfortable and stepped out of the washroom, clicking her phone on the way. He stood in front of a table, looking at some papers, with anger filled expressions. There was no way he was taking exams on his wedding night, right? Vine didn't ask as long as he was away from her. She wanted to hide herself somewhere. He looked quite scary when he was mad. He placed the papers down and turned towards her. Jungkook, you changed already? Vine slipped to washroom before he even came back to his room. Vine, it was quite heavy. I was really tired. Jungkook, your face is red. Are you sick? Vine blinked her eyes. Why did he look like he was mad in case she was sick? However, he skipped steps, approaching her and placed his hands over her forehead. Jungkook, seems fine to me. Vine moved back instantly, taking a seat, her face turning even more red. What was that? Vine, I am fine. What were you doing? Jungkook, checking the schedule. Vine, for what? Didn't we take a week off? Jungkook, I was thinking to plan a trip, but we need to return before your test start. Trip? She nodded a little and looked down. Her nervousness started to kick in again. It was not like it ever went away. She was tired. She just wanted to sleep, but she didn't think she could sleep easily in this new room with her strict and scary professor. Jungkook called her, but she was too lost in her thoughts to pay attention. Suddenly, one snapped up when she was pulled onto her feet by her husband, who held her up in his arms and took a seat, placing her on his lap. Vine had her eyes wide open. She couldn't breathe. Her heart couldn't beat. They were too close, and she wanted to scream until Jungkook, relax. I won't bite you. His fingers were gently tracing against her neck, providing her nerves some comfort. Vine, I am all relaxed, Jungkook, and I'm a rabbit. It came out sarcastic, but Vine had other plans. Vine, that you are. He raised a brow and she slammed a hand against her mouth with wide eyes. Was he angry? She shut her eyes and threw her head down, but then she heard his laugh. A sweet, gentle laugh she never thought he could imagine. Jungkook, is that so? So all those rabbit doodles on your notebook is me? Someone kill me. One muttered to herself and squealed. Why did he know about that? One, no, not at all. That's some random stuff, and you shouldn't be peeking into others' notebooks. Jungkook, well, I'm your professor and your husband. I can peek all I want. One, you can't. Jungkook, I will. He held her jaw, making her look up at him. His thumb traced against the corner of her lips. One, Jungkook, although we have been engaged for a while now, we never had any conversations as fiancés should. Even in university, our relationship was only about a professor and a student. I just need some time to find my comfort. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I know. And it's fine. There's nothing to be sorry about. I'm not going to force you about anything. One, it's not that easy. I. Jungkook, it's okay, Ryan. I told you. Take as much as time as you need, and I'm going to help you with it. You can't push me away. Fine, I won't. She managed to utter. Her nervousness was less, but it was still there. Jungkook, I have a gift for you. He opened the drawer and Wan blushed over their position. She almost coughed off of him to run away. Jungkook, here. It was a necklace, a diamond necklace to be more precise. He was just a professor. He earned well, but he was no millionaire. Wine's eyes slightly widened up, half out of admiration and half out of worry. Wine, Jungkook, you didn't have to do this much. Jungkook, I won't have you dressed up as my bride daily. It's a present. Please accept it. Is that why he was a little off about why she changed so suddenly? He wanted to hook that necklace around her while she was still in her wedding dress. Vine felt genuinely guilty. It was not a small thing. Vine, will you help me wear it? She picked it up, holding it around her neck. It was when she noticed how his gaze turned soft as he leaned closer to her and hooked the necklace around her neck. He was too close. She could feel his breath on her skin. Jungkook, pretty. He whispered, placing a kiss on her neck before he pulled back, leaving her breathless. Wine. It is. Thank you. Jungkook, you must be tired. Let wine. Jungkook, would you kiss me? Jungkook was not only caught off in between his sentence, but he was left completely shocked as well. Yet, he didn't have the patience to ask if she was sure or she said it by mistake, because now that she was asked, he had no plans of losing this chance. He slid his hand around her neck and pulled her close, placing his lips against hers. He kissed her deeply, and wine was right about it. It eased her mind and raised her heartbeat. It provided peace to her anxiety and fire to her newborn feelings for her husband. It was a little talk between them, but she could tell they were going to work out. As she held her shirt in her fist, he tilted his head, making the kiss deeper, holding her with such tenderness yet authority. Jungkook, didn't know you would be that good at it. He teased when he pulled back, making an intense eye contact. One placed her head against his chest for a moment before she got off it. Jungkook lay down as well on his place. He held her hand and Wine didn't pull away. As they stared at each other, they could fall sound asleep in each other's presence with the hope of a better future.